Hi, it's Mike Mullen. I'm running for Congress in the 3rd District of Massachusetts. I believe it's become more and more important to address the comprehensive immigration reform. There are both moral and economic reasons to move forward in this area. Today, immigration is being used to divide us. In addition, people's lives are at risk when they live in the shadows. We are a nation of immigrants. It's in our cultural and economic DNA. The diversity, innovation, and hard work of immigrants has built the country and will help continue to drive our success. I think using the Border Security, Economic Opportunity, and Immigration Modernization Act of 2013, or the Gang of 8 bill, is a good starting point. By giving a path to citizenship, modernizing the immigration system, and providing the resources and guidelines for enforcement in the future, it provides an effective framework to continue both as a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. If we're not able to tackle comprehensive reform all at once, my first priority would be to help the dreamers, or those with DACA status. They came to this country as young children, had no part in the decision to come here, and the last few years have been used as pawns in a political game, and that's just wrong. I think for those people who have temporary protected status, or TPS, we have to look at it on a case-by-case basis. The whole nature of TPS depends on the situation that they came from, how unsafe environment they were, what conditions they were in. If you have somebody here who's been here for 10, 15 years, we need to consider a path to citizenship. For those who've come more recently and the situation's more fluid, we should evaluate what the options are and come to a humane solution where we can balance the needs of our country versus the safety of those who have given refuge to. I, like many others, was outraged with the way members of ICE separated families and have taken such an aggressive and many times violent stance towards undocumented immigrants. This tragedy was made worse by the fact that in the aftermath, we've still not been able to reunite all the families. Months later, we still have children separated from their parents. We need to continue to work to reunite these families, ensure that our federal agencies never engage in such a practice again. ICE was formed as part of the 2002 Homeland Security Act in response to the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. It is given 2 mandates. The first is to investigate criminal and terrorist activity of foreign nationals that are residing in the United States, and the second is to enforce immigration laws in the interior of the United States. I believe by narrowing ICE's focus to investigating criminal and terrorist activity will not only make the country safer, but will also reduce the likelihood of further abuses of power against undocumented residents. Even with this narrowed focus, we need a complete management and directional overhaul to ensure that ICE performs its duties in a professional and moral fashion. The first thing to remember is that the constitutional mandate of the census focuses on counting residents. It's not directed specifically at citizens. The founders of our nation recognized that with a representative government, it would be important to understand the changing needs and demographics of the nation. Removing barriers to get an accurate and complete count is crucial. We need to empower census takers to gain the trust of those being counted. This can be accomplished by having an appropriately diverse and informed group of census takers, as well as taking advantage of technology. As demonstrated with recent elections, we need to ensure that technical solutions we implement are secure. It's also important that we have effective communication strategy and marketing plan for the census. Because it only happens once every 10 years, we need to stress the importance that every person is counted. The stakes are too high to not have an accurate count. My grandmother and grandfather immigrated to this country from Ireland in the 1920s. My grandfather came from County Skibbereen and my grandmother from County Cork. The 3rd District is one of the most diverse districts in the state and includes the 2nd largest Southeast Asian community in the country. When I'm in Washington, I will ensure that my team has people who understand the cultural, political, and language needs of all constituents. One of the main themes of my campaign has been election reform and increased transparency and participation. This should not only be a domestic principle, but America should have a strong voice internationally as well. We need to speak out when opposition voices are unfairly silenced, as has been done by Hun Sen in Cambodia. Hi, I'm Mike Mullen. I really appreciate your vote on November 6th. Thank you.